Hi there. I'm Kyle Trees Cranston. I'm a spiritual consultant and psychic medium, and this is the full version of my video, Uncovering Your Past Lives 10 Clues to Where and When You've Lived Before. I've done a few of these in short version form, but here is the long version. So let's go. Have you ever felt drawn to a certain place, time period, or culture, and you can't quite explain why? Or maybe you struggle with fears that don't have any logical reason. Our souls carry memories, lessons, and experiences from other lifetimes. These soul reflections can influence things like our present day emotions, fears, relationships, talents, and even life challenges. Uncovering your past lives can help you understand yourself on a deeper level and allow yourself to discover any healing that you might need to tackle in this lifetime. So here we go. Here are 10 clues that will help you uncover your past lives. Number 1, fears or phobias with no rational cause. If you have an intense fear, like a fear of water or fire or heights, abandonment, crowds, claustrophobia, anything like that, and there's no trauma in this lifetime to that explain that, that fear may be echoing from another lifetime. The soul remembers past life traumas, and resolving these fears and phobias in this lifetime can help you clear them and even ease those fears so you no longer feel triggered. For example, someone who is terrified of water might have drowned in a past life, or someone that has a fear of needles and there's just no reason why may have been stabbed. So my son is terrified of water, and I'll talk a little bit more about that when I get to obsession with events. But he's terrified of water, and there's no reason for him to be. And I figured out that he was on the Titanic, but I'll tell you more about that when I get to it. Number 2, deja vu. The strange feeling that I've been here before, or I know this person, or just this sense of familiarity with someone or an event or something. It can be a past life memory that's resurfacing. It's like your soul is recognizing something your brain can't quite explain. So I've never experienced deja vu before, so I don't have a good example, but if you do, I would love to hear it. So put it in the comments for me. Number 3, fashion preferences from another time or culture. Are you drawn to clothing from a specific era or culture? Sometimes our fashion sense is reminiscent of a past life. So when I was a kid back in the mid 1980s, when everyone else was rocking neon and leg warmers and jelly shoes, I was begging my mom for a poodle skirt and saddle shoes and bobby socks. I was obsessed with the 1950s, like the late 50s slash early 60s, the TV shows, the music, you name it. I would even sneak up at night to go watch Nick at Night. Remember when Nick at Night had old school shows on it, like Donna Reed and Make Room for Daddy and Patty Duke and Dennis the Menace? I used to sneak up and go watch those shows at night. And when other kids were trying to master the moonwalk, I was doing the mashed potato, that dance from the 60s. My mom kind of chalked it up to me just being a weird kid. But in my early 40s, I discovered that I had a lifetime as a little girl in the early 1960s. And I died very tragically around age 7 in 1962, right around the time when I started becoming really obsessed with all things 50s and 60s. Suddenly, my obsession with these clothes and TV shows made total sense. Number 4, food tastes and aversions. Food preferences can reveal where you've lived in a past life. Strong cravings for certain cuisines or even intense aversions with no clear reason why may reflect experiences from another lifetime that can indicate you lived in those countries. So, for example, if you cannot get enough Italian food, and let's say you're not Italian, like my husband's Italian and he eats Italian all the time, but let's say you're not Italian and there's no reason for you to really love it, but you just cannot get enough of it. There's a chance you probably lived in Italy and had a really nice life there. And there's also the opposite. Like, let's say you cannot stand like pasta or mozzarella to the point where you even cringe at like Olive Garden commercials. Well, chances are you had a life in Italy. It was just not a good life. It could have been really traumatic and it's for triggering you. Number 5, Places and climates that feel like home or even feel unsettling. Have you ever felt a connection to an or an unsettling feeling about a place that you can't quite explain? These can be clues to places and climates that you've lived before. You might feel like an immediate sense of belonging in a city or country upon your first visit. Or on the flip side, you may feel unsettled or uncomfortable in places that make no, and it doesn't make any sense. I've always been drawn to San Francisco. So when I finally visited in 2011, I just felt at home. I just didn't want to leave. I truly believe I lived a happy life in that area in another lifetime. I just haven't uncovered it yet. In England, I've never been to England, but I want to go so badly. And I watched this TV show. I was on the Hallmark channel, and Hallmark's cool now. They're nice now. They do nice things now. Anyway, so I watched this TV show, and it took place in like London, but then she lived in like this English cottage, like outside of the city. And I was watching her in this neighborhood in this house, and I felt homesick. Like I felt homesick for this place. So I know that I've lived there before. I just haven't uncovered all my lives yet, except for my Victorian England one. I haven't covered that one, but anyway. Number 6, architecture and home design preferences. Are you drawn to certain types of homes? Our attraction to certain architectural styles can reflect both where and when we once lived. If you adore Cape Cod style homes, you might have lived in New England during the colonial era. Or if you dream of owning a Victorian home, maybe you lived in Victorian England. If you want an English cottage, maybe you lived, I don't know what era that would be, but you lived somewhere in England in the countryside. Books, movies, and art that move you. When we feel drawn to historical novels, films, or art, it's often because we lived during that lifetime. Certain works of art, books, or movies, they can invoke these intense emotions or even nostalgia. I once had a client who loved Renaissance art, and she was saving up a trip to Italy. And as soon as she sat down, I just saw her in the square in Florence, like back in the Renaissance era. So we uncovered this past life that she lived there during the Renaissance when all this beautiful art was being created. And that's why she loved it so much and why she wanted to go back and see it. Number 8, birthmarks and scars. Birthmarks and scars can reflect significant events from a past life. They may even reveal how you died. So my other son, has an arrowhead like birthmark on his lower stomach, and I 100% believe that kid was shot in the gut by an arrow in a past life. I totally believe that. Number 9, fascination with specific eras. Do you feel nostalgic for like a certain time period, like ancient Egypt, Elizabethan England, the Wild West, the 1960s? People who love period dramas or antique shops often do so because they lived during those eras. And if you ever felt a sense of emotional heaviness around a specific war or tragedy in history, it may be due to a past life during that time that affected you deeply. So, going back to my son Henry, I believe that kid was on the Titanic. He is obsessed with the Titanic. He like always wants to get books on them. He wanted us to take us to the museum that was in Pigeon Forge. He collected all the boarding passes that they gave us at the museum and kept them. He can tell you like the number of people that lived and died on each class of the boat, like third class, second class, first class. He can tell you the number of like bolts they used to make the boat. Like he knows everything about like the construction about it. This kid is obsessed with the Titanic. So I just know he was on that ship. I do. With between his fear of water and his obsession with the Titanic, there's clearly something there. So, number 10, instant soul connections or repulsions. So, have you ever met anyone that you felt like you've known forever? Or maybe somebody that you met and you just felt uncomfortable around them? Well, maybe you have met them before, just not in this lifetime. Soulmates and family members often reincarnate together. That's because they're part of your soul family, which is, I need to do a video on that too. And sometimes we might feel an immediate discomfort around new people. Like there's something about them that just makes you feel, I don't know, just rubs you the wrong way and just makes you feel just very uncomfortable. That might indicate that you in a past life you had conflict with this person. Maybe you were enemies, maybe they hurt you, or there's like an unresolved soul contract, which is another video I need to do. So, why exploring past lives matters. Exploring your past lives isn't just about satisfying a curiosity or explaining why you have a closet full of vintage clothes. Guilty. Those fears that you've never been able to explain, the places that feel like home for no logical reason, the eras, the styles, the people you feel drawn to, or the people in the eras and the styles that you are not drawn to, they're not random. They're clues that can help you uncover your past lives. And when you understand where certain patterns, fears, or relationship issues come from, you can heal those and empower your present. Your soul remembers more than you realize. All you have to do is start listening. So thank you for watching. If you liked this, please like and subscribe. And I would love to hear any past life clues that resonated with you or what you uncovered of your past lives in the comments. Thank you for watching. That's all I have for now.